It is Tuesday, November 13th, 2018, and this is the Human Resources Committee meeting at the Nashua High School North Boardroom, and I'm calling the meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. All right. Ms. Timmons?
Here.
She's joining us by phone tonight. Ms. Van Twyver is not here. Mrs. Porter is here. We have Ms. O'Gara, Mr. Donovan, Mrs. Oden, Mr. Guarino, and Ms. Hohensi. Correct? Okay. All right, so we have two things on the agenda tonight. Our first one is the nomination of Dahlia Daigle as Food Service Director. We're thrilled to have you here. Would you mind coming up? Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Usually when we have a person coming to meet us, we ask them to just tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to Nashua.
My name is Dahlia Daigle. I've been in the food service industry for, I want to say, almost 15 years now. I've started 15 years, but educationally, I started my junior year. I wanted to be a gourmet chef, and that's all I wanted to do. And then my first job was as a line cook. And I'm like, this isn't it. And I'm more of like in the front type of person. So I worked at a hotel for about 3 years, learned the ins and outs of that. And then when I graduated college, I did some college dining, and I'm like, oh my God, this world is amazing. So just dealing with the students, the supervisors that supervise them, just serving food, like, was my passion. And then it turned into dealing with the staff and, going up that ladder of scheduling, professional development for myself, and just learning how to almost be a better person. So I worked at a college for about 4 years in New Jersey. I moved to New Hampshire, worked at Harvard Business School for about 2 years, and then I'm working currently at University of New Hampshire for the past 9 years as the operations manager of the retail operations. So that's my work life. Home, I'm a mother, a wife, a house owner, a car owner, and I don't know. I just like to have fun and hang out with friends. If that's what you wanted to know.
Yeah, it's a chance for us to get to know you and you to get to know us a little bit. Good. Does anybody have any questions to ask?
No, I don't.
No? Okay. Mrs. Oden?
Oh, thank you. What was appealing about the Nashua position for you?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot about that.
No?
Really, it was a career change. Not so much a career change. I wanted to, I felt at one point, I didn't much plateau of where I was at. I was looking for something to expand my knowledge. So when I went and sat down and did my assessment for the last few years, the food service director in K through 12 popped up. And then when I was doing my little job search, I saw that this was available. I have 2 friends that have gone through the Nashua School District, and they have nothing but wonderful things to say. I have a friend that works in, I want to say, I forget what the name of this high school is at the moment, but just he's in the K through 12 environment too, and he had nothing but wonderful things to say. Once I said, should I go for that? And he's like, yes, absolutely. So he was the first one that I called. And I don't know, it just made me feel comfortable. And then when I went on the interview, the whole team, I went in completely red into my face, but they made me feel so much more comfortable as I was done, speaking to them. And then I went and did some research on the website, and what I liked about it, that it was like my type of feeling where it was like about the people. And I really liked that it had that very like open and honest, just from looking at the website, like feeling. So I really liked it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I have one more. Can I? I know on your resume it said you have worked with menus, developing menus.
Oh, yes.
And have you followed the federal guidelines that we have for our students? They can be pretty strict. So just have you had experience in working with federal guidelines like that as to what
Yes.
children can be served?
Not as strict as K through 12. That's something that I've been doing a lot of research since my very first interview. But what we do follow in college dining is we do, I would say, Healthier for Across America and myplate.com. So UNH didn't develop, it was actually, from the state government, where it's a different amount of portion of protein, vegetable, and grains and whatnot that we recommend the students to have. In the retail operations, we worked very closely with the nutritionists on menu development in our food management system, where based on the certain amount of calories, we put together certain suggested meals for our students to grab. We can't force them to grab it. It's not the only opportunity, but we basically explained to them where we would substitute, like just substituting wheat with white is a great, difference in the calorie, not calorie count, but the, different molecules and whatnot. So the nutritionist explained to me. So with that, we base our menus on that. We've reduced the amount of fried food. We're only allowed to have three servings of fried food. So we catered our menu to, like, instead of having like a chicken parm or a buffalo, we just have a chicken tender with the option of getting it grilled as well. So that's where I've dealt with that. But just speaking to folks that have been in this previous position, not currently here, but in this previous position, went into very much detail on the guidelines of the FDA guidelines and just the different types of portioning, how much you can actually have per meal and what to serve. So,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Any other questions? I was wondering if you have any experience working with union employees?
Oh, yes. At Harvard Business School, it was a pretty much, it was a culture shock for me because I'm used to a lot of, holding people accountable. And it's like, oh, well, Sally came in 5 minutes late or whatnot. Okay, that's fine. But when in the union environment, it was, no, she came in 5 minutes late. We have to write that down. We have to keep track of that. And then we come to find out where if we let, say, the same person, Sally, go past 2 times and we held somebody else differently accountable and not, that turned into a very big issue for me as a supervisor and manager at that time. So really learning, especially when we had call-outs, that was a big thing. That was the time that I actually got to step in and help because I wasn't taking a job away from someone. We worked very closely with our shop stewards and just said, because it's kind of like, why is it so negative? Why can't we just all work together and, hey, if somebody comes in on time, the ideal situation, someone coming in on time and doing their job. But it really kind of helped us in the long run, helped us as managers keep very organized on time tracking, what the job descriptions are, what the contract said, what we can and cannot do. And, just doing write-ups. I got very familiar with the refusal to sign. So that's what we would write on the bottom. But I had my witness, they had her, their witness, and it came towards the end where it was just a mutual understanding of this, I'm writing you up for this. You know that you did this. It's wrong. Maybe only 1 or 2 times where it was really like, battling it out, but once you have your proof and you kept track, it was pretty good.
Just want to show that Mr. Kaufman joined us at 6:13. Okay. Are there any other questions? Ms. Hohensee?
I don't have a question, but I'd like to say welcome. I enjoyed your enthusiasm for the job, and I think you'll be great for our school,
Oh my goodness, thank you very
our
much.
district.
I'm very excited. So I don't know if I'm showing that with like.
It shows.
Okay. Good.
That's great. All right. She said she didn't. Gloria, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do have one question. So our school is very diverse, and what is your opinion in bringing in more diverse menu into the school?
Oh.
Listen to the children. They say it's boring. The menu is boring. So can you give me a little feedback on that?
Well, we do a lot of, a few jobs that I've had, which I really like, that the chefs were always challenged with that. And they would ask us, front of the house managers, to, figure out why. So what we would do, we would ask recipes from home. We did that. It worked really well with our
These are
staff bringing recipes from home from different cultures and different, we've even have a staff member make a different recipe from their, you know, their home country. We've also, in college, we've had students, you know, they live, breathe, and, you know, work at our location. So we want them, if they like a certain mom's macaroni and cheese, and, you know, if it fits our menu palette, it's not mixed with tons of butter and cheese and stuff, but we're able to bring that recipe over to just jazz it up. And then having that like connection with other students, it gets, you find that like 15 to 20 other students catch on that it's that person's mom's recipe, and then they catch on and it kind of waterfalls from there. I have a diverse background too, so I'm very familiar with that, but that would be my first step. If that didn't work, there's always surveys and opportunities for them to voice what they like to, you know, eat.
Oh, thank you, and welcome to the school district.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments? Okay, well, I would like to make a motion for Dahlia Daigle to be the Director of Food Services district-wide for the 2018-19 school year at an annual salary of $75,000.
So moved.
Did she say second? Okay, second? All right.
Second. Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, so Ms. Timmons?
Yes.
Okay, and Mrs. Porter votes yes, and do you get a vote? No, okay. All right, so the yeses carry. Congratulations.
Oh, thank
Very
you
good.
so
So your
much.
name will now go to the full board, which is meeting at 7 o'clock. But-
Okay,
Okay?
great. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Congratulations and
Congratulations.
welcome aboard.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, the second item on the agenda are personnel recommendations dated November 13th, 2018. Are there any questions or comments? We have a revised packet that was placed at your station.
I just want to point out and put it on record that I do have it via email.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so no questions or comments?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the personnel recommendation.
Okay, and I second that. Okay, so the personnel recommendations voted November 13th, 2018. So Mrs. Timmons, you vote
Yes.
yes. Mrs. Porter votes yes. Motion carries. All right, that is our agenda for tonight. So I move that we adjourn. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, and Mrs. Timmons, you vote yes? Right?
Yes.
Okay, and I vote yes, so we are adjourned at 6:20 p.m.